I'm here to dispel a few myths that I think are extremely important.
Louder!
Okay, louder. One is that the CAW, the Canadian Auto Workers, are anti-war. They've been trying to sell us this line for quite a while, actually. And I was surprised Tim Curry was invited to speak here, but he doesn't seem to be here, or Tim Carey. You see, the workers, the Canadian Auto Workers, produce a part of a tank that's called the Striker, and they still have a contract with the Striker. And the Striker is used in Afghanistan and Iraq to, colonize that country. And there's actually, I've got some articles if anyone wants to see it, but in fact, the Canadian auto workers who work on the Striker are the highest paid auto workers, Canadian auto workers across the board from their own members, that's what they say, from their own leadership. So they're mortgaging their houses off colonizing Afghanistan. And that's a local target. That's right here in London, Ontario, where that's done. So I suggest we think about that seriously. And it really does amaze me that Tim Curry can say, claim that he's anti-war, the CAW does, because, I mean, it reminds me of, like, Obama getting the Nobel Peace Prize. He ups the war, and now he's right out of Orwell, war is peace kind of idea, right? It makes no sense, and it's complete duplicity. The other myth I feel I have to dispel too, because, it's a big one. The NDP is not anti-war. Jack Layton died, and suddenly everyone's saying he's a peace activist. Here. He's not a peace activist. The NDP is not anti-war. They get us into these wars. They get us into Libya, they get us into Afghanistan, and then they try and reform them, and then call themselves peace activists or anti-war. It's really amazing. Irene Matheson has a serious conflict of interest. Her constituents, which she relies upon to get voted in, are a big section of that are the Canadian auto workers who produce the weapons that are used to colonize Afghanistan and Iraq. Whereas Irene comes out to all the anti-war stuff, but she doesn't talk about the fact that her base is producing the material capabilities to make this war possible. It's crazy. It's insane. It's insane. So let's keep that in mind. One of the arguments put forward for the Striker in the past was that it protects the troops. That's true. It's made to protect the troops. That's one side of it. The other side is the tanks are made to colonize the country again. We keep forgetting. Oh yeah, it's a war. Okay. Yes, it's protecting our troops to the detriment of the people on the receiving end of the military endeavor. And another thing with this is that it's built right into the whole discussion of support our troops. It's racist. Okay, it's always saying our lives, our Canadian soldiers' lives are worth more than the people on the receiving end of the war. That's racist. They're not. They're not more important. They're not heroes, okay? They're executing the war. They are the people making it possible. So what to do? Okay. Well, there's lots of things we can do. We just realized we have a target here in London, Ontario. WikiLeaks came out saying that the Striker is a key asset for their endeavors. It came out in WikiLeaks. They got a whole map of everything in Canada that they see as an asset. The Striker is one of them. So that's our target. That's one of our targets. There's a political front as well. War is not just based on material capabilities. There's a political front too, but as we know, they're sneaky, lying bastards. Irene Matheson, Tim Carey, and when the whole government, people don't think we're in Iraq. Well, we are in Iraq. How much times is that repeated? We're not in Iraq. We didn't go into Iraq. Well, we are in Iraq. We're doing intelligence. We're doing material support. We're sending troops over there. We've got intelligence and higher ups working with the U.S. Okay, so it's very hard to stop this, to get the truth out there and actually stop this thing just politically. So I would suggest, like Anthony says, civil disobedience. How much are we really willing to stop the thing? We can sit here and posture all day. oh yeah, we'd like peace, we'd like this, we'd like communication, we'd like talk, blah, blah, blah. What's your willingness to stop this war? 1 out of 10. Think of it in your own mind. How much are you willing to sacrifice? How much are you willing to put on the line? How much do you really want it to end? Really to end. To end! End the fucking war! How much do you want it to end? Think about it in your own mind. It's not a liberal thing. It's not without sacrifice. It's not without some amount of pain. It's a war. It's already a painful situation. It's not going to be non-painful. So, sorry. I've wanted to say this for a long time. I'm really glad I did now. So, thank you very much.